in and out of the battles there. While Sumail, he just turns with an Eclipse. He's got Hurricane Pike. He gets out of the Slog's grasp, and he looks all good. But here we are, draft for Game 3. Looking pretty similar again in the bans, which is kind of to be expected. But Undying, what is he at now, Lacoste? Have we seen Undying win in any of our games?
I think he won one game. I believe he lost 5 out of 6 games, if my math is correct.
Not being the best showing from the hero.
The hero just feels weird. You after 10-minute mark, you want to fight with the team, so you need to have a correct heroes to play with. You also need to have a good ways of protecting the tombstone, some extra stuns, slows, whatever.
OG continuing to ban out that Lycan.
I don't know if you noticed, but I'm Undying hater.
You are a little bit. Most of the
I just
time
want to see him get
worthy.
buffed, that's all.
Buff my boy Undying. Phoenix again, OG taken out along with Pango, Lycan, and that Bat Rider, not changing up too much.
There was a great post on Reddit about what does Undying ulti do now.
It makes him bigger.
That thing got changed so many times. Like, after I saw that post, I had to actually go in-game and read what it does just to make sure.
I mean, his ulti, like the tooltip for his ulti gets bigger every patch. Like every time they change it, you've got to read like 3 paragraphs of text to figure out exactly what it does. Like, oh, it's got 7% amplification if you walk here, and when they get 300 range away, it does this. And they change it again. Yeah, it's a funny old spell. Shadow Demon first pick for OG. So we're seeing a little bit of a change up now. Hero that
There's still Earthshaker in the pool.
Last game.
Yep. Shadow Demon just checks a lot of the boxes. He is also one of the heroes that is great at every stage of the game. Good at the lane, scales well. You have a save, you have BKB piercing ability. Weaver, so they are not showing anything. The last time they played it, I believe it was position 5 Weaver.
Yeah, always on a fly Weaver. Very flexible across all the roles. Grimstroke potentially. Do you feel like Inkswell with Shikuchi? Always a nice little thing to have.
No, you could go for it. There's no Enchantress, so she can't dispel Grimstroke's Inkswell in the laning stage.
Maybe you consider taking Earthshaker yourself. Something that OG definitely prioritizes in the majority of their games. Rubik.
Yeah, I think it's a more of a steal pick. Rubik really loves to play against the Weaver. Shikuchi pretty easy to steal. Then you can set things up, cut the waves. If your team's not doing well, just play behind the towers, kill the creep wave with Shikuchi plus Fate Bolt. And, ganking is pretty easy once you have any kind of invis.
Did OG play... Wait, hang on a second. OG played Shadow Demon in that charity game. And they had a they had a Seb Earthshaker, a No-Tail Chen, and a Saxa Shadow Demon. So they could still theoretically pick up an Earthshaker if they want to. Play it in that 3. Dragonite. Oh, I've completely forgotten about Dragonite. He's being ignored so much recently. Either banned out early days, taken out in the second phase, or just left completely out of the draft.
Dragonite is such a brain-dead hero. Like, max your passive ability, you can't kill me, get to level 6, press dragon form, right-click people, and right-click towers. Farm a blink dagger, blink in stun. It's just the concept of the hero. He's a very... I think I'm getting the, old Raid King vibes with the current Dragonite.
Try and soak up as much damage as you can. Do a bit of tower damage. And you are that real strong frontliner for your team. Kind of runs in there, Leroy Jenkins style, waving flags around. Look at me. I'm a DK. Come and pick me off. The rest of your team, smoked out doing things elsewhere on the map. That still doesn't give anything away for OG either. Could be in any position.
Rubik's also very good against Dragonite, Fate Bolt, and if you still Breathe Fire, you take away like 60-70% of their physical damage. Or with your, like in the later stages of the game and your Arcane Supremacy is maxed out, you take Dragon Tail's stun, extra stun duration on top of that.
Feels pretty good. Storm Spirit ban. So a bit of focus onto Iceberg there. OG not too worried about the Queen of Pain. Which
definitely wouldn't expect a team to ban out Storm Spirit after they have Dragonite. Usually it's the other way around.
Yeah, maybe a little bit worried that they're not going to be picking up too many stuns as the draft continues. It makes me think they're going to pick up Chen again. Let's see if Flight to Moon catch on. Because like Chen, Dragonite, they can still go for the Beastmaster, and then they again build this push strat. Hell, even they ban the Chen. Even Luna, they could still theoretically grab that up, and again get that 5-man death ball going.
They still don't have to reveal where Weaver is going if you pick your offlaner right now. Also, Weaver could be an offlane. So something versatile to try to mess up with the OG. Your fourth pick is going to reveal where heroes are going to go.
I'm always a big fan of Flight to Moon when they play Disruptor. But I feel like they usually play that as the 4. And Rubik takes that role for himself more often than not.
Rubik is definitely 4 here. That's for sure.
Yeah. Clockwork is still out there for General. General has such great performances on like the 3 heroes he plays. Pango, Bat, Clockwork. But I don't feel like they, get out of that hero pool very often. So we might just see them go back to their old standbys. DP is still out there. Oh, that's one I forgot about. The General Death Prophet, definitely available for them if they do want a bit of tower damage from their offlaner. And not too bad against the DK with that Spirit Siphon.
Flight using all of their time for this third pick. I think this is the breaking point of the draft, so it's justified.
Having that third pick straight out of the ban phase. They're going to opt for the Queen of Pain again. Queen of Pain into DK.
I would not be surprised if OG just gets Invoker. You have enough sustain with Quasflex build, so you don't care too much about being harassed by Shadow Strike.
Piss poor mana pool, so if he gets caught by EMP Tornado, there's not much he can do. And
you can also put Dragonite on the mid lane. He's also the hero that says, feel free to use it on me, I don't care.
Jakiro? So Shadow Demon Jakiro, they've got real consistent setup, disabled...
Dragon Strat.
And the Dragon Strat. But this is difficult for the Weaver now, right? You've got Dragon Tail, Disruption, Ice Path, and a lot of magic damage. Weaver could get nuked down pretty quickly. Same goes for Queen of Pain.
I think this is where you shift Weaver to position 5. Or you can leave her as position 3. But definitely not 1 here.
Yeah, it's a real rough game for a Pos1 Weaver. Undying again for FTM. So that's your 2 supports in the Rubik Undying. So that does mean Weaver's going to be a 3 then, do you assume? Leaving VTune's hero to last seems like something they should be doing. Oh, and another hero to catch these maneuverable Quops and Weavers. Chronosphere with Macropire. Decent amount of damage to dump into it.
So they might be thinking it's a core Weaver. They put a lot of resources, a lot of, these abilities that are gonna shut down Weaver. You have Chronosphere, you have Time Dilation. It's great against any of these heroes who want to go in and out. You pop it on Weaver, Shikuchi, extra duration on it. Same goes for Queen of Pain.
And they ban out the Wraith King. Good solid ban against all of this. Team fight AoE catch from OG. Hell, is it Enigma time again? Go massive team fight. Give yourself another big ulti to throw into the mix.
It could be. Like, you have ton of tower pressure coming out from Jakiro and Dragon Knight. You have a save. OG's lineup looking very strong already.
And then again, it leaves Fly to Moon in that awkward position where their last pick doesn't feel like there are, many options to actually get a good final hero.
You could get Invoker on top of that. Like, they have enough damage in the Chronosphere coming out just from Jakiro and Faceless Void. Dragon Knight could throw in a spell or two up there. Bloodseeker. Okay.
So a mid one Bloodseeker mid, DK probably Seb, and then a Sumail Void is probably what it's going to be lining up to be. And that makes it even harder now as your last pick. Like, if you did want to keep Weaver as one, there's like no chance you're doing that now. Lifestealer doesn't feel good against Void Bloodseeker. You've got no Wraith King to play into. Troll Warlord can get, disrupted or chronoed or Dragon Tail during Battle Trance. It's not an easy game for Troll. Morphling is going to be their choice. It was a difficult one, I feel.
Oh, man. Usually it is the other way around. You pick Bloodseeker against the Morph and you just snowball. Like, Morphling's the hero that's always sitting at 20-30% HP. So Bloodseeker is going to be the one zooming around with the extra attack speed.
Seb Bloodseeker. So they will be putting that mid one DK against the Queen of Pain. A really nice draft again from OG. Lots of tempo. And with a Faceless Void, sometimes, you're worried about that Chronosphere being such a long cooldown, but they've got lots of disables elsewhere to be able to make up for that fact.
Who do you turn into? Like, you can turn into Bloodseeker, Void, Dragon Knight. It's a okay Morphling game. There's no real burst damage. There is a silence. But if he gets caught inside the Chronosphere before he can get the shift off, he's dead.
I guess you turn into Void for Time Walk. It doesn't look amazing. But there we have it. Draft for Game 3. OG looking to keep that streak continuing, as they are currently 3-0 in series wins. FTM still looking like they're going to be in the middle of the group there. As we get ourselves underway. Jakiro for No-Tail, Seb Bloodseeker with a Saxa Shadow Demon, all wandering up towards top lane. Looks like they're going to try and play aggressively. I'll try and find any targets that FTM give them. As Always Wanna Fly and V2 you're Undying and Morphling top. Mid one DK against the Iceberg Queen of Pain. And yet again it's a lane that Iceberg can't completely dominate and snowball out of, so it's going to come down to his early rotations. As General Weaver, Aloha Dance Rubik heading bottom, as is the Sumail Faceless Void. Always Wanna Fly. Boots here for
Is he gonna
Saxa.
die again? Disruption?
Looks like it. Disruption into Bloodright. They've got the Breathe Fire. Dual Breath. Not Breathe Fire. Mid one's just gonna walk this one down and get the first blood.
30 seconds to battle.
He died every single time for the first blood in the series before the Horn. Unbelievable.
Even his teammates are tipping him. OG definitely exploiting the Always Wanna Fly maneuvers. Outpost down bottom does get grabbed up by the dire team, and it looks like both bounty runes as well.
The battle begins.
Saxa always buys Boots of Speed and places this deep ward behind tier 1 and tier 2 tower, so he can snipe the couriers with the Boots of Speed advantage. Who got the first blood? Saxa actually did.
Stick clarity. Tons of regen here for the Shadow Demon now. But he does have Disruption level 1, that opened up the kill of course, but you do ideally want the Shadow Poison, so you can trade hits with this Undying. One stack up on his stick. Start to build it up. DK, Breathe Fire level 1, trying to secure a few additional CS in that mid lane, but
Morphling is almost dead top.
What?
Just Disruption into Bloodrite combo, plus Orb of Venom, V-Tune. That's why I said I don't like Morphling. You know that you're not gonna have full HP anytime. You will get harassed. So Seb will have a ton of move speed and attack speed.
125 pure damage, and it's set up like, with this disruption perfectly. Very difficult for this top lane now for FTM. Oh, mid one. Trying to face off this Iceberg with a Fairy Fire. Top lane, they're trying to kill off the Undying. Mid one's about to fall mid lane. Iceberg does get the kill. Barely survives and swaps the salve in now so he can heal, while top lane, always wanna fly, survives behind the tier 1. Two lanes with some real hard-hitting aggression. Undying, what's he doing? Denying to tower?
To Roche. Let's see who's gonna kill him. Extra thirst.
Oh, they're not too bothered. I'll let the Undying die. We've got creep waves to kill.
This build on Queen of Pain, where you get a point in Shadow Strike and 2 points in Scream of Pain to secure the creeps. Like, Dragonite can't really kill you, so there's no point in getting a blink. This game looking very, very good for OG. Like,
V2.
top lane.
Yeah, he had to use waveform to get away from the Bloodrite, or else he was probably dead there. And Aloha Dance got isolated bottom, killed off. Samael with the bashes. Even though, you know, mid one going down mid lane, he's now level 3, so the sustain is there from the Dragon Blood. OG, once again, with a pretty perfect laning stage start. V-Tune waveforming aggressively, trying to chase down Seb. Doesn't have mana for a Bloodrite here, so Disruption just going to save him and buy some time. And how's bottom lane going? Samael, 15-1. General getting a good amount of farm down here as the Weaver though. Oh my god, top lane. Are they really fighting into this? V-Tune has such little HP left, forced to salve up yet again.
Once he gets the mask, then he's fine. But, you know, it's a costly item, 900 gold. Might even just rush it here.
Get it as quickly as possible. He's got a nice wave coming onto tower now, though. Saxa Seb dragging wave back. 4-minute rune coming up in 20 seconds. Iceberg's looking for another kill on mid one, but just Dragon Blood level 2 is enough to keep the DK alive. And here comes OG's move. They do this time in, time out. 4 minutes in, Shadow Demon's guarding rune top. Mid one moves down to bottom, making sure that Iceberg does not get the refill. An Arcane rune for SD, as Aloha Dance chased back by No Tail.
I love this. Faceless Void is saving a point. Like, he's not going for full time lock. I talked about time dilation during the draft. It's extremely good against Weaver, extra slow on top of Jakiro. Like, that's a kill. She misuses it, he blinks us in, uses time walk and time dilation, and that should be a kill.
And Queen of Pain with a long walk back to Fountain. Double null bottle, TPing into lane again. Dragon Knight self-sustaining and with 3 range creeps for him to claim on his own high ground here. Wave in a good spot for the DK. In top lane, Seb and Saxa getting waveformed on by V-Tune. Getting some good harassment onto the Bloodseeker. He's got raindrops, magic wand. Plenty of ways to turn things around.
No gold for you.
Morphling, even after that early pressure, he is sustaining nicely now.
I guess that's why Flight Moon loves to pick Undying. Like, he secures the lane. He died twice, once always before the Horn. Second time, he uses all of his mana, HP to secure the farm of his safe laner, and then just dies
Iceberg?
again.
Iceberg so close to death. Jakiro did TP in here. Looks like mid one's going to be fine. Doesn't need to get denied, and there's the salve given over to him. Seb is pretty speedy though, with that low HP Queen of Pain. V-Tune waveforming aggressively onto Seb. In comes the poison with the blood right now. V-Tune has to move forward to try and dodge it. No real kill threat on him. 7-1 charges, going to keep him super happy. Lots of poison though. Queen of Pain.
Here comes Queen of Pain. No ulti.
You're right. Still goes in with a Shadow Strike, trying to focus down Seb with a waveform forward. He's going to blood right out. He popped his wand, and he's got raindrops here. So Iceberg's first rotation. There's the tip for you.
No Tail knows. He's keeping an eye on the whole map. If you see Rubik collecting XP on the mid lane, you know something is up. You know their mid laner is probably ganking. Now Dragon Knight starts to chip some damage on the tower. Even if you kill him once, like, it's still a Dragon Knight. Very easy to recover. Don't care too much about Shadow Strike anymore.
Time dilation bottom. Sumail does have the chrono. If you land a bash here, you should be going for this kill. Bashes aren't coming until now, but it's a little too late. There's that ice path not connecting. General barely scrapes away with his life.
It's a tough choice for General here. You come back to a lane, and there's a very high chance of you dying there. So Rubik needs to play with him. Needs to be able to use Telekinesis and Fate Bolt to keep him alive. Sometimes the threat of a spell has much higher value than you using it. You can see General right now, he's missing in action, trying to cut the waves.
Yeah, maybe looking for that courier snipe, but it's being guarded and held behind the tier 1. Aloha Dance Rubik coming into mid lane. The blink in from Iceberg. Lift him up. Sonic Wave's ready for Iceberg as they drop the tombstone down and clear up mid one. Sumail, though, arriving with a time lapse. Looking for the bash. It's going to come. Of course it will. Sumail with that rotation, finding the trade back. And Queen of Pain feels like a much more high priority target than the DK. With the chrono on the Undying, they want the bonus kill. Always want to fly with a decay and a stick. Is not going to finish. Not going to allow him to survive.
That Chronosphere, I believe Flight of Moon is fine with that. Like, if they wanted to have a target who's gonna die from it, it's probably Undying.
Mid one, straight back into the mid lane. Queen of Pain giving a bottle charge over to Aloha Dance. Straight back into harassing. General also making a rotation in here with a DD rune. But Radiant Observer Ward spots the Weaver. Mid one just walks straight across into him, says, no, that's my jungle camp. Don't steal my creeps. FTM with 4 heroes mid. V-Tune gets a bit of free farm time top lane. And a lot of resources being used here by Flight to Moon to try and shut down the DK and stop him pushing the tier 1.
Oh, very nice item drops for OG. Bloodseeker gets Fated Brooch. He needs mana. He also needs some extra move speed. And Shadow Demon gets Keen Optic. Most of these position 4/5s actually keep that item
Oh, the
for a bit
timing's
later.
off. The perfect disruption into Bloodright.
He couldn't get it off.
Couldn't waveform out. Gets ruptured as well. Morphling down. At the same time, mid one chipping away at that tier 1 while Queen of Pain jungles. Sumail chasing Weaver. Time lapse is there.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Switching targets now onto the Rubik as No-Tail does land the Ice Path, so this is mid one able to get the Dragon Tail. Bounty runes being taken up by OG and a little freebie Rubik kill as well.
Already a
4
3k
bounty
gold
runes.
lead for OG.
Dire's middle tower
Now
is
mid
under
tower
attack.
doesn't look that healthy anymore.
Iceberg can't really defend it. Disruption into Ice Path. A little bit of an irritant there for Iceberg. But again, FTM bringing numbers mid to try and defend against the Catapult Wave. Elder
You get
Dragon
such
form down.
high value from Illusion Rune these days since the recent changes. Let's say he's playing against Shadow Demon. You dispel Soul Catcher with it, you dispel Shadow Poison. Illusion
This game
Rune was
getting out of
garbage
Thunderstrike.
for a very long time.
It really was trash. Get out of Thunderstrike, get out of Shadow Strike. All sorts of good stuff.
Any kind of strike.
Macropire mid.
Macropire strike.
Phantom Strike. What about Cottle Strike?
What is that?
Illuminate.
I thought you were gonna say Blinding Light. Rubik stalls Time Dilation.
Ah,
It's
not a bad
effective.
grab.
Yeah, it's very effective against Faceless Void, so he can't use the Time Walk. Chronosphere is ready once again.
Dragon Tail mid. Chain Stun with the Ice Path. Iceberg pops the illusion and blinks away. So this is your tier 1 dropping. They're going to glyph it up. Do they have the heroes they need to defend it though? It doesn't look like it. Always Want to Fly is running away from Seb.
Dire's middle
Ruptures
tower
up the
is under
Undying.
attack.
But he's in behind his tier 2. Not really worth diving for that position 5.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Seb is the greatest player on this planet in terms of buying the items. He always knows what to buy. That's an offlane Bloodseeker going for Spirit Vessel. Great against Morphling. Great against Undying, so the heal is not going to be that effective. And it's just a tanky item on him.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Get in and out of team fights. There's a nice Ice Path into Bloodright. Shikuchi does come out just in time from General, trying to get himself into the trees and hide. Where's the
He
Weaver?
knows.
They're pinging him out. Who's blue? It's No-Tail. He knows the Weaver was probably in the little hole. But another Shikuchi away.
Dire's top tower
Does
has fallen.
keep General safe as a time walk out from Aloha Dance and Always Want to Fly. He's been left alone again to die. He's got no boots. He's got a windlace, but he's not fast enough to run away from Seb. He drops the tombstone on the high ground. Soul rips up, trying to survive. It looks like Aloha Dance with the telekinesis will buy some more time, but Always Want to Fly burnt with the Macropire. And there we go. Undying down with a void, catching no
Zoning
one.
Chrono.
Aloha Dance steals it. Sumail whips completely.
Yeah, they have very nice zoning abilities. Bloodright, also in this case Chronosphere. It's hard to take a fight. Like, I think the perfect examples is Jakiro as a hero who has 2 zoning tools, Ice Bat and Macropire.
Oh, disruption
Green
into
Chrono.
the Bloodright. They've got the silence on Iceberg. The damage not quite enough unless they get a bash here, but Sumail doesn't catch it. Saxable full thanks to that stolen Chrono from the Rubik earlier on in the fight, but General has fallen to mid one. And in comes Sam with another Bloodright. Nice Ice Path again, setting up beautifully for a kill on Rubik.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I want to hear a dad joke, Gary.
Structures are fortified.
Always, Lacoste.
What do you
Only
call...
if you tell it.
Okay, what do you call a good Ice Bat? Nice bat.
What do you-
I'm gonna escort myself out. Back to the mid lane.
The door's over there.
Yeah, the Sab is gonna finish his Spirit Vessel in just 1,000 gold. So for the next fight, he's gonna have it. Like, all these small pieces are coming together. OG is one of the teams that really understands how many heroes they need to bring to secure the tower. Like, for the previous fight, on the mid lane, they brought 5 heroes, even though the tower was low. But they also got 1 kill in return, and they spread on the map, keep farming.
And they've got this Blink, Dragon Tail, mid 1 DK now. Iceberg straight in on top of No-Tail. Turn with the Ice Path, catching the Queen of Pain, Macropire there. The Dragon Tail a little slow as mid 1, I think he had it on cooldown, but Sumail bash straight off the bat onto Iceberg. He's going to need a time walk out of here though, it feels like. As Always Want to Fly turns the fight. General ruptured up. Blood right down from Seb, and the Bloodseeker, he's running rampant now. Very speedy little Bloodseeker boy. Telekinesis from Aloha Dance, it does stop them for a second, but General is still stuck here. He's Shikuchi'd back, time lapses into the disruption from Saxa, and what do they got? Mid one, Dragon Tail not going to come. They don't have reveals, so the Shikuchi from Weaver does create a bit of distance for FTM to disengage. Mid one, still looking for General. He's got Blink, Stun if he can find a target. They've got Blood Right to follow up. FTM still thinking about re-engaging. But Lacoste, while this is all happening, VTune is having a real happy time.
He's on second on the net worth, going for that Ethereal Blade. That's gonna help him with bursting people down. Like Bloodseeker uses Blood Rage on the target. Faceless Void's also not the hero that has that much HP, even though he picked up the Strength talent. You still go down pretty quickly. Any combo from Queen of Pain and Ethereal Blade is enough.
I think General just chose the one and only path that could allow him to escape. OG were all circling around like sharks looking for the Weaver, and the only way he could escape was the exact direction he took.
Sharks don't eat bugs. Can he get the courier? There's a lot of couriers.
Mid lane, Chain Stun's not there. Iceberg blinks away, but they've got Chrono just to pop onto the Queen of Pain. Time dilation comes out, and the Maelstrom striking down, and Sumail finds position 2 from FTM very nicely, and Seb gonna go and Rupture. Always want to fly. Blood right onto Aloha Dance, not gonna clip him. Does get a little further out as OG continually chasing heroes mid lane. They also disrupt up the Weaver. Saxo there with a time lapse back. General creates a bit of a gap, but he's hit with the Ice Path and no tail. Still looking to chase, but Shikuchiing away. General is a slippery little devil. Another Dragon Tail, and Aloha Dance finally finds out what it's like.
Whew, he's definitely not the target.
Blood, right?
The Rupture Dragonite is just gonna stand his ground, expecting a tweet from mid one. Ice Frog, please buff this hero. I'm playing it. Never complains about the stuff that he's playing, you know. But I love mid one. Every single tweet of his starts, Mr. Ice Frog, please.
It's golden.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
General has been doing a great job splitting the attention of OG. Some LTB's top of the defend tower, and this might be a chance for FTM to come out of their shell a little bit. Undying, getting destroyed though. OG find the first strike. Iceberg and VTune, they were just behind the Undying, looking for a proper fight to kick off. But OG, look at how tight OG are. They have 4 heroes, literally just like the human centipede, walking up to the high ground, banish into Soul. Yeah, they've got it. Blood right there for the silence. Nice little catch on Weaver, but the Sonic Wave is better from Iceberg. Ice Path comes out from the Rubik as it's stolen and killing off Seb and Saxa. Drag up the DK, but what's the stun remaining now? It's a Dragon Tail from DK onto DK. As Morphling waveforms forward, and that's going to be the end of mid one.
It's a very nice executed draft from Fly to Moon. They climb uphill. Always gonna fly, dies first. I don't think he cares too much about dying at this point. And, you know, he breaks the smoke. They instantly kill him. Gives his team enough time to set things up. Morphling is getting closer to that Ethereal Blade. Just 400 gold away. Once he gets that, they need to be careful. They could easily get bursted.
Swings of power that FTM are looking for. Queen of Pain, Ewell's now completed. Weaver has the Spirit Vessel.
4
You were talking
charges on
about,
it.
yeah, it's pretty good. Well, you were talking about all the little pieces coming into play for OG. We can start to sing the same song about Fly to Moon now. Just Aloha Dance needs to finish off that Ether Lens to make his team fights a little easier. Now, OG with Chrono back up. Jumping onto Aloha Dance, but the Time Walk stolen gets him quickly out of dodge.
If they misuse a Chrono, usually OG is a type of a team that doesn't, you know, rely too much on cooldowns. Even if they don't have it, they're still gonna take a fight, but Faceless Void's not that hero. Like, you are relying on the Chronosphere to take a fight and then go for objectives.
And they find Rubik behind the tier 2. FTM dropped the tombstone and a time walk out saves the Rubik. They've killed Sumail straight off the bat with that E-Blade. Focusing tombstone, mid one's here trapped in the middle of 3, and FTM with a double kill on B2, they are finding their stride. 4 in a row, chasing now onto the final hero. They want the team wipe, but I don't think they're going to get it. Seb is incredibly speedy.
Bounty rune spawning, that's another good fight from Fly the Moon. They're taking control of this game. Queen of Pain still has Sonic Wave.
Seb with 870 move speed, just zooming across to grab the bounty runes. Now back down to a more respectable, more casual 570. But a great fight for Fly to Moon. E-Blade timing, there it is. They blow up that Faceless Void, who now switches into the BKB, as I think he was eyeing up a Lincoln Sphere not too long ago. As No Tail comes into defend his tier 1, but again V-Tune ready, finger on the trigger.
Do you think V-Tune's gonna go for Blade Mail this game?
No, I absolutely do not.
Jokes aside, he needs Manta Style to get rid of the Spirit Vessel, get rid of this, any kind of silence. Time dilation is also that he doesn't like to play into. Okay, so Weaver is farming a lot. This Aghanim Scepter on Weaver, it's one of the strongest ones in the game right now. Once she gets that, if Faceless Void doesn't catches Weaver, they lose this fight. So once this game drags for another like 10 minutes, Weaver gets the Aghanim Scepter, I'm shifting towards Fly the Moon.
Especially with like Morphling on your side, right? You've got this super farmed, kind of hyper carry hero for V-Tune. Going utility on the Weaver feels real good. OG in this kind of a little awkward position when they're waiting for BKBs on their core heroes. Void and DK both angling towards them, while Seb seems like he has changed his mind from Pipe, which he had queued up earlier on, to a Lotus Orb now, being eyed up by him.
If he can get that off, like there's a ton of single target abilities on Fly the Moon. Also remove the Spirit Vessel charge from his Dragonite or Faceless Void. They need BKB on Faceless Void to take a fight.
Real desperately. How do you feel about Orchid on the Queen of Pain, going into like 25 minutes now?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It's still fine. Like Faceless Void usually doesn't get another defensive item other than BKB. So the timing is still gonna be great. Even if she gets a BKB here, like there is Demonic Purge, there's Rupture, there's Chronosphere, one of the reasons why he's not building it.
General Weaver scouting the way for the 4-man smoke behind him. Aiming for any targets in that mid lane, but OG grouping up as 5 pretty strong themselves. Mid one ready to pop that smoke, telekinesis into the Morphling, but Dragon Knight not the target they wanted. And now OG moving forward a little aggressively there. Looking to turn back. General, I think getting scouted. Shikuchi away from the blood, right? Sentry ward is down, and they know exactly where that Weaver is. Set up, disruption into Ice Path, and finally the pesky Weaver is found. While Fly to Moon, they're pinging Roshan. Do they stay in the pit? No, they want to fall back to their high ground. I thought maybe they were going to stay in the pit and wait for OG to come in.
If someone comes close, he's gonna die. Smoke running out. Not the target that you're looking for, but you will still gladly pick off Jakiro. Undying with the Philosopher's Stone. Same goes for No Tail, so they're good to go. Like any... We lost the GPM talents. How do you feel about that? Like first we got rid of the XP talents, now GPM.
XP talents I'm fine with removing. I still feel sad losing GPM talents. I'm a position 5 player. I like playing, you know, Oracle Undying and stuff. I am bad at hitting creeps. I only feed. I need my GPM. I don't know, now when I play Oracle, I use Purifying Flames to secure range creep last hits, so it's still pretty chill, you know. You just have to prioritize your farm in different ways. Oh, my carries died. I get to farm a lane for 30 seconds. 3 creeps. OG net worth lead still 3k in their favor.
Radiant's
Dragonite
bottom
BKB,
tower is under
Faceless
attack.
Void BKB, so this is where OG can start to think about being the ones putting the pressure on again and moving towards the tier 2s or that Roshan after a big team fight that obviously they're aiming to try and wipe FTM, but the cost.
It's smoke
Who do-
time
who-
for OG.
Who do they focus? Like, who's your ideal target here to try and find?
You can burst more if he doesn't get the shift off. Weavers, they need 2,000 gold to finish off that Aghanim Scepter. Flight of the Moon, they understand that. Like, they will gladly get a pick off, continue farming until Weaver gets it. They only took 1 tower, so the timing is not gonna be that great.
Is under attack.
In general, just trying to make stuff happen on the
Radiant
bottom lane.
structures are fortified.
It's taken a while for them to find that tier 1
Flight of the Moon,
bottom.
they know about this Roche attempt.
2 perfect wards there. Sees OG going into the pit.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Undying, getting ready, but the rest of his team not really reacting to it. It seems like they're just going to give this one to OG.
Radiant's
Nothing
top
better than
tower
freebie
is under
Roche.
attack. Radiant structures are Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
Regeneration.
Even Notel's not amused. Like, I wanted to fight them there.
Probably wondering what FTM are doing. Queen of Pain and Rubik getting into mid lane as this line of dire wards spots out everything. But the Blink Dragon Tail, Ice Path there from Jakiro and Rubik coming through and saving Iceberg as he pops his BKB and giving chase now in onto the Bloodseeker. Void jumping forward to try and take down the Tombstone, but the stolen Ice Path and Aegis is gone. And the Bloodright zones out the rest of FTM. And the Tombstone will finally drop. OG still holding on to BKBs and Chronosphere, while Iceberg's BKB on cooldown for 40 seconds. He swings down to bottom lane, so this looks like they're forfeiting their tier 2 mid.
General needs to start cutting the waves. Go back to mid lane, kill the creep wave. They also had 1 observer, they also still have it. So they see rotation, 1 on the high ground. They know what kind of a game they want to play. Spider legs for Weaver makes sense,
Middle tower is under
even though
attack.
he's a bug.
More legs, turn him into a centipede. Can OG pressure high ground? Dragon form is about to expire. Go for a bit of chip damage onto the tier 3.
Under attack.
FTM in a pretty good position to defend, maybe even give chase now.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Stolen
attack.
Bloodright, that's a big spell. That's one of the better ones you can get. Pure damage, AoE silence.
I mean, what is that now? Like an 8-second duration on the silence? OG sticking around mid, but the dire scan does catch a glimpse of them. They've jumped onto the Queen of Pain with a chain stuns from Dragontail Ice Path. A bit of heal there and a BKB. Iceberg gets himself out, but a
He got
two-man
the shift
chrono.
off.
Sumail, it's been stolen by Aloha Dance, who pops it down onto 2 of OG, the DK, BKB, and Seb stuck inside. As Sumail TPing out, they finish off mid one with a Sonic Wave, and Seb, they're chasing forward. Bloodseeker, TP, cancelled by B-Tune, stun him up with the Adaptive Strike, and finish him with that E-Blade. Immediately, lines drawn on the map, and they smoke up. They want more.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh, I'm just trying to think, you know, who do I hate more? Is it Faceless Void or is it Undying when I have them on my team? You see, you can't fight for the next 2 minutes without the Chronosphere. I said it,
caught the
Faceless
Void.
Void is not that hero.
No BKB, no Chrono. Disruption onto the Queen of Pain.
Radiant's middle tower.
Iceberg
is
will
under
blink
attack.
away, but the speed at which they run across the map with Shikuchi and Blink from the Quap. So fast looking for additional targets, but OG will respawn in a couple of seconds. All 5 of their heroes return to the battlefield once more.
As this game progresses, the chances of Fly the Moon winning this game are much, much higher. All they need 1 item, and that's General with Aghanim Scepter. They can see him.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Outpost being grabbed. OG smoked down south without 2 heroes. Seb, Notel, mid 1. They're going to try and catch Iceberg and B2, and they're both stood up together, alone and dead with their ice path down. Morphling gets blown up. Iceberg's BKB TP will be successful back to Fountain. That is a huge kill on the Morphling, dead for a minute now. OG can breathe a sigh of relief.
They still can't go and just siege a tier 3 tower, but they can kill the tier 2 tower on the bottom lane. 45 seconds without morph. Always want to fly with a real item in this game. I'm loving it. Must be because of Philosopher's Stone. Full Glimmer Cape.
A Glimmer Cape? An actual item. DD Rune on the Queen of Pain bottled up. 3,500 gold saved as well. Still has the Orchid queued. Considering what he's heading into, the Dragon form from mid 1. Trying to close the gap on Aloha Dance. And he's trapped inside the pit here, buys his Blink Dagger, tries to spider legs over the cliff. Where's he heading? He's stuck inside? Yeah, Bloodright's there. Rubik down. FTM losing grasp of this game a little bit, giving needless kills over to OG. Oh, Titan Sliver for DK. Give that to Void.
Yeah, he's also building status resistance, going for Satanic, so that he can't be blown up and have 2 lives, we're gonna call it, with that lifesteal coming out from Satanic. Weaver Ags, good luck. General needs to be careful about his positioning, just stay away from the fight as much as you can. Your job is to go in once Faceless Void uses Chronosphere. You don't, maybe try to use bugs from far away, that's it.
Is under attack.
And what's the cooldown on that Ags ulti?
16 seconds.
16 seconds. Top lane tower. With a catapult there for OG. FTM smoking up.
Tower has fallen.
It looks like they're aiming for that wraparound into the top spot. Both teams very tightly grouped up together. OG all TPing back to their tier 2s, and it looks like they've safely managed to avoid this aggression. As Iceberg's double damage forced to be popped. Illusion Rune top. Pretty good for your Morphling, but it looks like... Oh, he's going to give it to him. Morphling Illusions. Well, Radiant Observer Ward sees the career coming out mid lane, so OG know that FTM are kind of gathered in behind the Queen of Pain, who shows in that mid lane. Oh, Iceberg again. He doesn't go for Shadow Strike.
I just noticed. I don't think in this game, AoE Shadow Strike is just much better for pushing out the waves, and having that in teamfight, using it on multiple targets, feels better. Cooldown reduction talent level 15 with the Aghanim Scepter and Quickening Charm. Cooldown of the ulti 31 seconds. We're gonna say 30 seconds for easier math.
It does seem like Aghanim Scepter plus that Spell Lifesteal talent, CDR plus Quickening Charm, that's what he's thinking of. Keep these fights going.
Radiant are scanning.
Radiant scanning for FTM, moving into their jungle, which they are doing. Scan does clip onto a couple of heroes. So Seb spider legging back to safety after trying to Bloodright out this bottom wave. Now Roshan fast spawn in about 10 seconds time.
Radiant's bottom tower
Should be what OG start to aim towards. They've already got Observer Wards up in the area. They know that big objective is going to be key.
Just what I've been waiting for.
And game 3 here in this best of 3, Lacoste much closer than I expected this whole series, honestly.
Yeah,
FTM
FTM really showing up with their best gameplay so far. They've been looking okay. Now, not just okay, they look great in the past 2 months.
Execution's been pretty damn good. As Roshan is a fast spawn, he is up. OG smoke themselves. As they know FTM are lurking around in the area somewhere. Smoke popped from the tree line. They jump the morph, but he's got his strength morph off. As the Blood-Right Ice Path do land on V-Tune, he's been time-lapsed back to about half HP. Now the turn with a Tombstone and a good Sonic Wave. They kill off the Radiant Courier as mid-one's BKB trying to defeat the Tombstone, but the lift onto Sumail. He's getting blown up before he gets his BKB off. Finally Satanic healing through it all as they take down Iceberg's Queen of Pain. So close to killing off that Faceless Void, but Always Wanna Fly will be the second one to die here as FTM losing out in that team fight. V-Tune bailed on it so quickly when maybe you think he could have stuck around a little longer.
V-Tune is afraid that he doesn't get Chronosphered or Ruptured. They were split in a fight. Like you could see decision making. V-Tune blinks out, but Undying and Queen of Pain decide to go in. They needed just a tiny bit to finish off that Faceless Void. Seems like they still want to take this fight. Queen of Pain has buyback. Who's controlling the outpost? It's Radiant.
Oh, they've got the stun though, Talon's back. V-Tune kept alive by General. They jump in and kill off Seb, but the Chrono down and Morphling, the Soul Catcher, annihilating his HP pool. He might have to buy back now. The Queen of Pain did come back into the fight. She has Sonic Wave ready, but she couldn't TP to Outpost. You were absolutely right, there's nothing here for Iceberg to move towards, and they've lost 3 heroes in a row, buying back on all of them, as General slain with no buyback on him.
OG 10 gold for buyback.
With a massive teamfight victory, V-Tune sprinting forward with a time dilation, not just about catching onto mid one. Disruption. Blood-Right, Dragon Tail not coming, V-Tune BKBs, chasing mid one with the bashes now, Always Wanna Fly, he's in the midst of it all, Aloha Dance does time-lapse back. Sumail focuses down the Undying, who buys back himself, but it's the Morphling with the Ice Path macro player. OG, they catch them both with No-Tail Jakiro. Sumail, he needs to get on a target. He's being dropped low with a Sonic Wave for like the 4th time this fight. Iceberg, the Aghanim Scepter, paying off dividends, and V-Tune with a double kill. FTM somehow drag the fight out long enough that OG do not have the buybacks or enough gas left in the tank. And even though they buy back 4 heroes, they still manage to get that Roshan for themselves.
5 buybacks, 37 minutes in. So they get Cheese, they get Aegis. Morphling with the Aegis, of course. Weaver, she needs to be careful about her positioning. She got caught inside the Chronosphere, needs to be able to use that time lapse. So next item, if he can farm it, should be his either Blink Dagger or you buy Eon Disc. But I would prefer to see a Blink Dagger. Might sound stupid for some of the people who are listening to us, but Weaver has one job. Just try to save someone who's inside a Chronosphere. One hero with the buyback at the moment, that's Jakiro.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
V-Tune. Oh, Dragon Tail hits on a range creep there. That little Manta Star from V-Tune.
This is one of the best items they could get for tier 4 items. They got Illusion Escape, you give that to Morphling, try to bait a Chronosphere with it.
Let's see what he can play with. Spider Legs to grab the Invis Rune. OG now behind in this game, after having a 6k lead twice. For the first time in 38 minutes, FTM in the lead net worth-wise. Aloha Dance still waiting mid. Dragon Knight with 2.6k HP. Very tanky boy with Titan Sliver. The only hero there really showing on the map from OG. FTM got plenty of time to play with here. 3 more minutes for Aegis. V-Tune going to be feeling pretty bold in these teamfights just to jump in.
Perfect item, Gary. Flicker, you give that to Always Wanna Fly, so he's going to be blinking around, can't die, dispelling a lot of that stuff, you know, time dilation, anything from Jakiro, anything from Shadow Demon. He buys a gem.
And smokes as well for FTM. Well, they've got a great chance here now.
Timeless Relic for Queen of Pain. Debuff duration. She's getting closer to level 25. Extra spell damage on that Sonic Wave. What's the damage? 700.
Ah, that's big. I thought here FTM would go into the classic position and try and push bot and mid. but they're getting ready for where OG want to play. Already up on the high ground, maybe aiming for that tier 2 top lane. And OG not giving them any targets to jump on. Really just trying to dodge the fight. There's 3 core heroes up in the dire jungle. Mid one pops his dragon form. Trying to backstab. But FTM have the high ground hold.
They have the gem on top of that bait.
Dragon Tail onto Rubik. Nice time lapse back. Time dilation. Does catch out Sumail with a stun there. He's being disabled pretty consistently, but he's going to time walk over to the right hand side. Weaver and Rubik caught in the chrono as V-Tune focuses down the mid one DK, who was focusing down the tombstone, but the disruption saves mid one. Sumail and Sep still looking for targets to jump on. 2 supports down on FTM as the DK buys back, and the Queen of Pain has to blink away. V-Tune does still have the Aegis, but now he's been isolated. The Morphling in Faceless Void mode is trapped all alone, tries to go for the Waveform TP. They've killed off Iceberg now as the Morphling escapes. General Weaver retreating also, but no buybacks available here for FTM.
They used 5 buybacks in the previous fight. So that means you're not gonna have it 100 seconds without Queen of Pain. Whew, they can achieve a lot. You have 2 heroes with Blood Rage. You have a ton of tower damage coming out from Dragon Knight and Jakiro. They also stole the gem from them so they can see Weaver.
Radiant's middle tower.
Buyback's so important. Stun that illusion. Get him real good. Illusion escape from V-Tune there. Baiting a few spells. OG, jump again, Morphling, caught up and obliterated. No, General's there with the time lapse, finally. Getting that Morphling out of sure death.
60 seconds without Queen of Pain. Are they going for tier 4s? Yeah. Blood Rage. It's just huge amount of damage.
Dragon form's ready for mid one. They jump Sumail. Time walk away, that E-Blade damage, and a time lapse back. The
Aegis is gone in a
kept
second.
alive. They do lose the Aegis in a second, and Tombstone focused down by Sumail. Jumping General now with the time dilation and the Blood Right, not quite connecting with it, but they've got the Rupture on him, and General down for 100. V-Tune, he's got so much on his plate now, trying to deal with mid one. The Adaptive Strike and the Fatal Ball, no buyback on DK. So they do get him for 2 minutes now, but always on a fly. Focused by Seb. Sumail still whacking away at the Morph with the Bashes coming through. He E-Blades himself. Trapped inside the Blood Right, but he waveforms back into the fountain now, and it looks like the tier 4s and the Throne still alive.
Oh, they're keeping themselves in this game. Also, oh man, such a greedy play from Weaver. He bought Tome of Knowledge just to get himself to level 20. But Queen of Pain, like, you want that level 25 from her. Scream of Pain, Fear could change things. It also amplifies the duration from Timeless Relic.
A full lane of barracks. OG do get a series of objectives, as well as that Aegis being taken out of the hands of V-Tune. Fast spawn on Roshan in 2 minutes now. But how quickly this game can swing one way to the other. It looked like FTM had really taken control back. But
Full Scotty, that's a nice item. Like, against any of these heroes, reducing lifesteal, regeneration, healing against Bloodseeker, Dragonite, Satanic on the Faceless Void. Even Faceless Void has Eye of Scotty. Weaver bought that Blink Dagger that I talked about, so she's going to be able to blink in and save people inside the Chronosphere. Next Roche may respawn in 1 minute and 20 seconds.
Both teams really feels like, you know, they're scratching their heads, wondering what exactly they have to do to finish this game. All these fights are incredibly close. Both of them have, you know, like, immediate kill threat on each other's core heroes. The ability to save, the ability to backstab.
Queen of Pain, level 25. I think I've said it multiple times over the last few days. That's the strongest level 25 talent in the game.
Especially since these BKB times, you know, Dragonite 5 seconds, Faceless Void down to 5 as well. Once their BKBs are over, this Queen of Pain is going to be disabling them over and over again.
Fly the Moon needs to farm their buyback somehow. I don't think they have enough time until the Roche spawns, unless it's a really long spawn, so we're going to see about that one.
Shadow Demon going into Ags now.
Are scanning.
As we do finish off that Solar Crest on Seb. Bloodseeker.
Just
Faceless
utility.
Void. Yeah, he really is. What about mid one? How's he doing?
Radiant are scanning.
AC was finished a while ago. He still has that Orchid. The Bloodthorn, in fact, queued up. I still feel like FTM in a really good spot. OG pretty reliant still on saving this Void and landing a good chrono. But Iceberg,
Iceberg,
is this
what are
the
you
classic
doing?
Iceberg maneuver? He's going to BKB and blink away. Still chasing. Sumail is coming though, looking for that Queen of Pain.
It could be a disaster if Fever couldn't get close to use the time lapse. No buyback on Queen of Pain. She needs 500 gold to farm it. Roche responds in minute and 20 seconds. That should give Queen of Pain opportunity to farm her buyback. Morphling also needs 200.
And Void is probably going to have buyback in the next fight as well. Needs to clear out this mid wave. Dragonite should be giving him the majority of this farm. OG the ones pressing forward now, knowing that Queen of Pain BKB down is probably a little red flag for FTM. 15 seconds until that's back up. So we should have both Dire Cores and that Void with buyback now.
Invisibility.
15 gold for Queen of Pain.
Roshan in 30. Mid one walks high ground into the Ob Sentry. The Queen of Pain, big jump in. The Scream Sonic Wave nearly blowing up No Tail. They've also caught Saxa, but he blinks out after disruption. So does No Tail. Somehow the two rated supports get out of.
They lost vision.
For sure dying. And in the meanwhile, Always Wanna Fly is found by the Dragon Tail of mid one, TPing to Outpost, but he's kind of isolated here. Oh, V-Tune doesn't get the kill on No Tail. Jakiro blinks away yet again. They stun up Always Wanna Fly, focusing the Undying as the Void in on with the Chrono, the two cores. They caught out the stolen Chrono
There's
for
the
low.
time
And
lapse.
what
What do you
can
use
you
it
do with
on?
it? Absolutely nothing. Where's the Weaver? No time lapse. They'd have to buy back on the Morphling. Queen of Pain's also fallen. OG with a straightforward team fight because FTM seemed completely lost.
They needed vision to kill off these two supports. I can't believe they actually managed to get out. Two Glimmer Capes. They had the gem for themselves. That's the bait from the Illusion Escape. Queen of Pain still saving a buyback.
Radiant structures.
No Undying for 40 seconds and OG in a 5 versus 4.
Is under attack.
Looking for the second lane of barracks. They do get a good bit of burst onto the Dragon Knight now. Holding his BKB for that waveform forward. V-Tune jumping in the Chrono from the Rubik. Yes,
Morphling's
it
inside the
catches a
Chronosphere.
number of Radiant heroes, but the
Time-lapse.
Morphling can't do damage into it. Time-lapse him back. Now focusing with the Queen of Pain self-fuels. No BKB for her. She's got to blink away. Turns around, has Sonic Wave to line up. The Blood Right will zone back FTM.
So many zoning tools from OG. Either a Blood Right. Yeah, oh man, he just hit level 25. The Blood Right cooldown. You can perma-silence people almost. 6 second duration, 7 second cooldown. Good luck with that. And now that's Cheese, Aegis, and Aghanim Scepter.
Can FTM stop this? Does Iceberg make a ballsy play? They're smoking. They're going to move to the Roche pit.
Yeah, put that magic wand into your backpack.
The big
It is
man, half
time.
HP. Sumail and Seb in the pit. V-Tune comes in with a stun onto the Morphling. Dragon Knight stops him in his tracks until the time-lapse back gets V-Tune out of danger. The Tombstone drops in high ground as they try and blow up Sumail with the Sonic Wave. Not enough
Backtrack.
damage. He's Satanic up. He's healing back up and focusing Always Wanna Fly with another time-lapse. They send the Undying back to safety, but the two cores have fucked him down until the fear. The fear from the Queen of Pain. It's stopping OG from focusing the Undying. Another time-lapse. It keeps Always Wanna Fly alive a second longer, but FTM have got the big target until the disruption. Saxa saves Sumail. Time walk back up the north. Iceberg with another fear scream, but
Sumail's
Gunnar
still
keeps him
alive.
in. But he's turned with a bash. The Yule Scepter up on the quad. Mid one comes in with a Dragon Tail, but doesn't land it. Iceberg TP blink away. Always focused down and bounced into the ground. OG kill the Queen of Pain, and General will follow her into the grave. Immediate buybacks come out as Roshan still sat at 4,000 health.
I can't believe Faceless Void backtrack Queen of Pain ulti. That would finish him off. He would not have buyback. He decided to go all in with the items. Queen of Pain without buyback for 100 seconds. Oh yeah, Faceless Void with the Aghanim Scepter. Time Walk bashes. So every single time he goes in, you get bashed.
Although Hadant's making a swift escape, but yeah, in that fight, I was like, how the hell did Sumail survive? I thought he popped Satanic and, healed a pretty hefty amount back. But it was that backtrack, stopping a lot of the damage sources coming in as VTune is forced to BKB, getting out of the grasp of OG. 50 minutes into game 3, OG looking to close this one out now.
There's still a tier 2 tower on the bottom lane. So they need to go in from the mid lane, creeps approaching, or just go for tier 4 towers. 50 seconds, Queen of Pain, Undying, whew, just disappears. And those time lapses for Undying are really not that good. He's a low HP for a very long time.
Tries to get the 2-man chrono. VTune will get back to Fountain, but OG's so strong right now. Macroplayer there, No Tail zoning them all out. General time-lapses himself, but still falls. No buyback on him, and Sumail with that time walk bash clears up the Rubik. Into the Fountain they go. They are diving, Lacoste, with Aegis and Satanic. It is good game, well played. FTM, after a well-fought series, very, very close to taking down OG here. But the resilience of the OG boys coming out on top in the end.
Oh, very nice series to watch. If somehow they managed to kill Faceless Void, who did not have buyback, it could have been a different game. Queen of Pain doesn't die there, they get Roche. Sometimes it's all it takes, like one either mistake, good play, or a click from Ice Frog from Seattle in his office.
Beautiful stuff. Great series. Faceless Void 14-2 and 19 for Sumail as they dropped all their items in the fountain at the end there. But you've got to praise FTM, not winning a single series through the group stage, then going up against the undefeated OG.